Now let's begin with Euro Dollar 15-minute chart. The purpose of this review is to first see how the currency reacted to the levels I established in my analysis each morning, and then to try to get an idea or estimate where this thing could go for the next trading session. Now with Euro Dollar 15-minute, what happened here, I'm going to zoom out to a 1 hour, and we can see the levels that I established during the 8 o'clock session. Now the red line represents the stock market open. So what happened here basically is Euro started out the morning with some indecision. It was already selling from the London session. We got a little undecided here near a support level and fell through. Alright, the support level at the time was around the 2170 to 85 area, 78 to 85, whatever. We had a pivot level there. A couple of things came together. Fell through. And we made a new yearly low. Alright, we went to 2145 basically. Now the important piece of information that we could have gathered at the time while it was pushing that low, besides this 2150 support level, which was basically there because it was near the old low, alright, and it's a whole number, was we needed to pay attention to the fact that the previous low was around 2164 and today's low was around 2145. That's not a huge difference. Okay, 20 pips in the bigger picture is nothing. So when I saw something like that, and I saw the price action confirmation and the hesitation in here, that gave me enough information to consider taking risk in this area and look for longs, for small bites. Remember, I'm a scalper. Now, we had a little initial push up here into this old support area, which is now a new resistance, and then we've been just sort of chopping around ever since. Let's take a look, to zoom in a bit on the 1 hour. So we had our little attempt upward, pull back, right? But one thing to pay very close attention to here is we have no new low. That's a higher low. Does that mean this thing is reversing? No. It just means we're consolidating at the moment. It's a Friday afternoon. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, basically. There's not going to be much momentum left in this thing. But Sunday night, Monday morning could be a different story. Now, as a scalper, I'm only concerned with particular levels and the type of behavior we get around those levels. So moving forward with the Euro, what I want to see is how we behave around those 2140s, and based on this momentum and this type of price action I see here, I think there's a good chance that we can take it out. But again, I'm not a predictor. I'm just looking for the market to tell me. What I would like to see in order to get short is at least a revisit of this old support new resistance area around the 2178 to 85, because now we already have some evidence of resistance there. And if it doesn't hold there, if I don't get the right price action, then the next level is right now around the 2215 2230 area. That's the next area where I will be looking for selling activity for a scalp short. Alright, so one other thing I wanted to point out here with the Euro Dollar is the relationship with the S&P. I'm a very big proponent of this intraday correlation, and I use it a lot in my own analysis and my trade management. Now here are the two charts together. This is my S&P futures up here, and over here is my Euro Dollar. The red line again is the stock market open. Now notice, when the stock market opened, Euro immediately started pushing new lows. S&P was struggling to make new lows. It was trying to fake everybody out. As the price action continued, S&P sold off, right? Broke the lows, started pushing lows for the day, but reluctantly, as you could see by the long tails. Euro, on the other hand, around the same time, let's just line them up here, around the same time, instead of pushing lows, decides to go against the S&P. This is a sign of relative strength. So as a scalper, I'm looking at the long tails on these candles. I'm recognizing the fact that S&P is pushing lower. This thing is refusing to. Again, another sign of implied strength. It bounced a good 25-30 pips in this little movement here. That's all I need. I'm not trying to make the whole thing. I'm just looking for a small bite out of that. Now, since that point, we've just been consolidating and has not made a new low since. Like I said earlier, we're in a chop zone right now. Okay, we need to go into the next session, which would be the London session, to really get any kind of clarity. So that's pretty much where we are with Euro Dollar. Very quickly, I just want to talk a little bit about pound dollar. Now pound dollar, we have a very similar situation. This is a 30-minute chart. Alright, stock market opened where this red line is. Just like euro, this thing sold off. It blew through this support that was here at the time, right, near this pivot level, and we are approaching another pivot level here, and we have some fibs overlapping. Alright, when we look at the support levels that I had in place at the time, 56.55 was one that got blown through, but 56 even is still intact. If the market stabilizes and shows some failure here, like a failed low or double bottom or something like that inside of a formation in this area, that would be a higher low compared to these lows. That would be, for me, a sign of strength for a possible bounce. Alright, back up to this old support, new resistance, 56.55, or possibly even higher to the 56.90, 57 even area. Now these resistances are ones that I am anticipating. That means that when price gets there, I may have some selling opportunities. It all depends on the price action. So these again are just reference points. We'll see how the market goes once we get there. Alright, so that's pretty much where we are now.